It's pickleball.
Pickleball. I'm consumed with it right now. Yeah. I'm playing in my first ever tournament this weekend, so I'm studying angles and play.
Going inside the game, are there, like, if you wanted to play golf, there's no shortage of books about how to improve your golf game. Is there already an industry of pickleball literature?
Yes, there's a lot you can find on it.
Mostly pamphlets?
Leaflets and
Over
pamphlets.
there by the blood pressure machine at the Walgreens?
That's where I go.
He led you into that one.
Well, it's a good thing because you can go ahead and check your health, your vitals.
Might as well.
At the same time, get a little information at the same time. Yeah, it's really nice.
Where they sell those orthopedic shoes, they got stuff in there about it.
Yep.
And the corn repair, bunion aid.
I'm not trying to infer anything, but what if you were to go, when you go to this tournament, what's the quickest you could be back home?
Well, let's see, now the drive is an hour and a half.
Right.
I could be home in an hour and 45 minutes. because
but you don't lose one little 20-minute match.
Well,
do you?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know if it's a single elimination?
I would hope it's a round robin because this is a road trip. I would hope we get at least a couple of games out of this thing.
You would hope.
Yeah.
Is there an entry fee?
$50.
Per person or per team?
Per person.
Wow.
They give you a T-shirt.
Well, I'll give you a T-shirt.
And a hover round. For $50, you get a T-shirt and a hover round. I think it's nice. I think it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And over in Bull City, that also costs almost $50. It's like $49 something. And that's the big one. Now, that's coming in 2 weeks. And I did get an email yesterday from a P1 who said, there's a rumor Ricky and Ron are going to be there. And I don't know who Ricky and Ron are, but it's a big deal.
Ricky and Ron.
Ricky and Ron.
You must speak of them in hushed,
That's
reverent
correct.
tones.
The guy said, I don't know if you're Bull City material. Ricky and Ron may be there.
Are you and your playing partner, the Diesel Kelly, are you going there with the Larry Bird mindset from the 1980s NBA? Which one of you chumps is going to get second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Please say that.
Oh, we are. We absolutely
We
are.
win in this thing.
We want people to say, who are these guys? They're new.
They came from nowhere.
Where'd they come from?
Oh, we've never seen them before. Yes, that's what we're hoping.
I've never seen such pickling.
And the Diesel, and I have to get this mentality. You play to 11. Well, we pickled a team the other day, by the way. And I had never
What's
heard.
that?
Well, we pickled the team. And
What does that mean? Shut them out?
11-0.
They have to play the next game with their dongs out.
Yep.
Weird. Is that what the gold golf thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really weird. You get pickled.
Houston style.
You got pickled. Oh man,
You
unzip.
get it. That's right. Yeah. We beat them 11-0. This is a pickup game over in the part of town I don't often go to. And we beat them 11-0, and both guys were like, God darn, y'all just pickled us. We were like, we sure did, Jack. Drop them.
Let's see what you got.
Show me your goods.
Sure did. But the Diesel, now in another game over there, we were down 9-1, and the Diesel turned to me and said, grind. I mean, he will not
He didn't give up on a game.
And we lost 11-9. I mean, we came all the way back. He goes, keep grinding, keep pushing. He plays every point, like it's his last. I mean, he goes for it, which I have to do, because I'm part of his team.
Now, I don't watch a whole lot of doubles tennis, but I know that occasionally there are instances where the two partners will either run into one another going after the same ball or step apart thinking the other person's going to get it and then it drops.
It's a big problem.
Untouched.
Yeah.
Does that happen in pickle or is the court so tiny?
No, it does happen. It does happen. It's a tiny court.
And they don't run.
It's a tiny court. We don't run. If there's one rule I have is if the Diesel can get it, he gets it. I don't.
Does he know that?
You don't stray into his territory.
No.
I think I've told him, not verbally, but I've basically said to him mentally, you take it. I'm out of his way. He's a great player. But yeah, that does happen. So it's communication, is difficult. All of those kinds of
I
things.
really enjoy how Chris Demm's questions always lead to an insult. He starts off so serious too. Let me ask you a question here. And then by the end, he's like, because the court is so tiny.
Well,
If I may, I have a follow-up.
See?
Yes, please. Yes.
What happens between the points? Because if you watch volleyball, if you watch some of the Wimbledon tennis, my wife had some of the Wimbledon tennis doubles on.
Yeah.
There's always communication between the points, and then there's always some sort of fist bump. Is there anything of that nature?
We touch tips between points, and by that, we take our pickleball rackets,
Yes.
paddles, and touch them to end to end as like a superpower type of, that's how we do. And I'll say, if we forget something, I'll say, let's touch tips now to get it going.
Gently.
Gently touch tips, because you want to keep that going. You want to really have that camaraderie. And then sometimes we'll discuss strategy,
Sure.
bend over and tell me a few things. Like,
What is the protocol for?
She can't see out of her left eye.
I think it's made of glass.
You guys meet in the middle. I don't know if you noticed or not, but she's only got 4 toes on
The
one
team that
foot.
played him before told me. She's blind in her left eye.
Is
Really? It looks
there
real.
is there a code of etiquette / protocol for swearing, for outbursts of anger,
Yeah.
or conversely joy on the court? Do you keep it low key?
pretty low key, and no cursing that I've seen. It's like you have a fist pump and sometimes. But
So if the hearing aids are turned down, they can't hear it
that's
anyway.
right. You don't want to.
Well, they're the older set.
You don't wanna do
churchgoers.
Right, so you don't want to say things to. You don't want to be.
Blank.
I don't want to do that.
F.
I do not want to do that.
You
exactly.
talk around the other teams like you're talking to your grandmother.
Well, last night, for instance, I was playing in a game, and my opponent was, I'm gonna guess his age, 86, 87. I don't know. Good player. Good player.
Sure.
And my partner leaned over to me and said, "Keep it away from that old codger because he's crafty." So we went to the other.
He looks old and crotchety.
Went to the other guy, exactly. I'll let you know more as we get to it. I'll just tell you now.
Have the new uniforms come in yet?
Not yet. We're waiting. But we're consumed. We are consumed. I am consumed with this event coming up this weekend. I'll tell you this. Most interesting story perhaps we had yesterday in a late Demm report. The gentleman who jumped off the bridge his name is Jimmy Jennings. He's in Louisiana and was stuck in traffic for
Hours. Yeah, there was a 10-car pileup on an interstate.
And he's on a bridge and sort of goofing around, jumps
But I'm done.
off the bridge.
He was going to swim to the bank and get out of traffic. I don't know if he had a place to be
Yeah.
or he just didn't want to be in traffic.
But his car, of course, was left behind. But
Well, he had a buddy.
his friend was going to get him right on the other side of the traffic. That's
I
right.
don't know. His friend recorded him jumping off the bridge.
He did. He jumped off the bridge. Now, the only reason I bring it up again, we covered it yesterday. He got hurt his shoulder.
Yes, and then lost, and then swept downstream.
Right. He was caught in a current and kept going round and round an island. And finally, he was able to drag himself to shore after what? A couple hours in the water?
At least 3
hours in the water.
Yeah.
And police said, "Raise your hands above your head." And he said, "I can't. My shoulder.
How? Jumping off a bridge.
Lucky.
This is Jimmy Jennings speaking out.
I hit the water, kind of hurt my shoulder. When I started swimming, couldn't get back to the bank because the current was way too strong. It was pretty crazy, me getting back to shore. They all had their guns on me. They were all telling me, get on the ground. And so I got on the ground, listened to them.
He just did it as a lark. It was just fooling around.
Oh.
And that's really all he had to say.
So he was going to jump into the river, scramble to the bank, then get back in the car.
Yeah.
Because the traffic jam wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, and he was just for fun, right? But it turned out to be a really bad idea.
Really bad.
Don't do things like that. This was in yesterday as well. Interesting story. Britney Spears has chosen her lawyer, and the attorney has agreed as she is trying to attempt to end her conservatorship.
Supposedly back in court via telephone today?
I think that's right.
Yes, there's so much confusion to me.
She's hired a former prosecutor who has repped a ton of celebrities, including Steven Spielberg in legal cases, Ben Affleck, Jimmy Butler, the NBA player, and Sean Penn. And sources are saying he'll make the argument that Britney has a constitutional right to the lawyer of her choice because now her father is saying you can't choose your own lawyer.
That's what's confusing to me is this person is her lawyer, but the conservatorship that's over her is saying, no, it's not. This
You can't
person,
hire an
you
attorney?
can't hire an attorney. In fact, I believe the attorney is court appointed.
Yes.
So they're saying,
Yes.
well, who is this guy? Why should we even listen to this person? You have no say-so here.
How crazy is that? She can't even choose her own lawyer according to the other side.
Don't
here.
say crazy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, don't do that.
How messed up is that?
There you go. Better.
Right.
She's a prisoner.
In her own skin.
Or, I mean, look, I
Reverse
may
that.
come down on the wrong side in the history of this.
All prisoners are.
Just in her own skin.
Most of the indications I've seen is that does not seem to be a completely healthy, mentally young woman.
Doesn't seem to be, no.
You know, and I don't think her family. Now, clearly, Brittany was the moneymaker in the family, but her sister was in show business, and her sister never had this sort of
No,
arrangement
no.
with the family.
Jamie Lynn.
Correct.
That's right.
And in fact, Jamie Lynn has come out and said, please stop sending me death threats because they're threatening her because they feel she's not doing enough for her sister. And she's like, look, my sister and I have a relationship, but I've tried to stay out of that part of her life.
Well,
basically that they speak, but she's never been brought into the conservatorship part.
A bunch of protesters got together yesterday. Chris Demm notices this always when they're, a lot of times the protesters will have a chant.
Yeah.
Hey,
hey.
Ho, ho. Blah, blah, blah.
Racist cops have got to go.
There you go. All right. Okay, that one rolls right off the tongue. That's a perfect one. Or we're here, we're queer, yada, yada, yada. So yesterday they had one for Britney Spears, and he thought it was clunky.
Hey, ho, ho! The conservatorship has got to go!
Too many syllables.
Yeah,
that's
you
too
can't
much.
do that. You got to come up with something better.
Too
than that.
much.
Hey, ho, ho! The conservatorship has got to go!
No.
Sound like about a dozen people.
Yep. It was, and there was too many syllables and too few people to make a difference for Britney yesterday.
Who has time to go out and protest for Britney?
For Britney Spears. I think that too. When I see that, I think, who are you?
I mean, even the leave Britney alone guy probably says, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you people work?
No, he does.
I mean, some things really you can understand. A
Oh,
protest.
I mean, you're trying to save the rainforest
Whatever.
or
Yeah.
Stop a
pandas.
war.
But this,
Fine.
but
Britney.
you're going out for Britney.
Can I have Tuesday off?
Ho, ho! The conservatorship has got to go!
Exactly. Who's skipping work?
I need Tuesday. Why?
I'm
going to free
judge it,
Britney.
but
Where were you yesterday, Brian?
Is the judge going to walk in and say, I was on my way into the courtroom this morning, and I heard some people in the streets chanting, and I made a decision.
Hey, ho, ho! The conservatorship has got to
This
go!
conservatorship has got to go.
I just don't think so. Now, Chris Demm showed me this, and he knows how to get under my skin. This, the word I cannot stand. My son's saying it all the time now too.
Is he?
Yes,
In context or out?
both. I'm just, it's the F word about passing
Not
gas.
that word.
But not
Not
that word.
that-
About
yeah.
passing
Not that
gas.
word
about
either.
passing gas.
Yeah.
Okay, and he'll say, I'm over here floating around. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't like that, and I say to him every time, you better stop that.
Do the other members of your family, Kelly, have the same reaction to that word, or is it you that hates it the most?
It's me that hates it the most. My wife has never said it to my knowledge, not around me anyway.
Or done it?
I've never done it except for once. She'll remember the day. We'd only been married about a year.
God,
That
did
day
somebody
in
shoot a
history.
possum?
You get a card on that day?
You should get her a card.
I think something died in the wall.
I think we need to get a contractor out here.
It's just in this area.
We were on the sofa watching Friends, so my life has changed a lot. This was 18 years ago.
Yeah. Look where you come since
Oh,
then.
yeah, right. And she got up off the sofa to make herself a little snack, and as she did, and I looked at her, and I said, "Was that you?" And she goes, "Don't ever speak of this again. We'll never speak of this again." And I said, "Oh my God!" And then it was like, "Oh man, what died in here?" She was really, really upset. Only one time.
You remember the episode?
Yeah, it was the one where no one's ready. And since then, anytime that episode comes on, she says, "Turn the channel, I can't watch this."
So everyone remembers.
Oh yeah, we all know. Now it was before we had children, so the children don't know that she has that function.
You should get her a gas-themed gift every year.
On that date.
Yeah, whoopee cushion.
Right.
Or,
Gas logs.
Exactly. Gas logs.
a can of that canned air.
Fart spray?
Yeah.
Which I hate that word. I hate that
yeah,
word.
yeah.
And Chris Demm sent me this story. Said, "Take a look at this. Your worst nightmare." And it's true. A married mother of two, her name is Emma Martin, has revealed that she makes $4,200 a month by selling videos of herself passing gas on the internet. She used to be a travel agent, but she has quit her job because she makes enough money, more money doing this than she did as a traveler. She's 48. She goes on OnlyFans and charges $4.99 a month for an exclusive viewing of her flatulence. And she also makes an extra $1,800 a month selling her own videos privately, not through OnlyFans.
Is she clothed when she's passing gas?
Yes, she is clothed when she's passing gas. And she says that she read and she's been doing this now since 1999. That was when she first put up a website of herself doing this, okay? And she read...
Ladyfart.uk?
I'm not going to give the satisfaction of giving this woman's website.
I want to send her any money that she doesn't earn.
My God, exactly. She's a devoted mom who records her videos only when the family is not around because her children don't know what she does for a living.
Oh, please.
They do not know. She swears they don't know. She has 2 children. Her husband knows but takes no part in it and does not care of it. He doesn't want her to do it around him.
Let's go out for yogurt, kids. Mommy's got to work.
How old are her kids? She's been doing this 20 years?
She's been doing it 20 years, but she had kids after she started. Her kids are, I believe, 13 and 9.
Gosh, she's like it's almost like your life.
Yeah, exactly. It has become such a big deal that she follows a specific diet. She says she eats a ton of salad, asparagus, and avocados. And for a different flair, she'll eat a lot of Mexican foods, depending on what level she wants of what she wants to do.
She picks the level.
She does coleslaw and baked beans for like a blowout. When it's going to be.
Isn't it different for everybody? I guess
for her, she's figured out.
She's found it.
She's found out.
She's found the key.
So she'll go salad, asparagus, avocados for one type of gas. She'll go to the baked beans and coleslaw mixed together for another, and then Mexican night
for holidays.
For holidays.
Here you go, fellas.
Yeah,
I bet dinner at her house is a treat. Husband knows what kind of night it's going to be.
I'm going to give her username on OnlyFans if you want it. @fartandtart.
Fartandtart.
She'll charge $4.99, and if you want a private video, she'll charge you $7 a minute if you want something done privately for yourself.
What is it that people
like so much about?
Find
I don't know.
Sexual
I
about
don't know.
that?
She says she read online about people who had fetishes about flatulence,
right?
And she literally thought to herself, "I can do that." And she started
Everyone
doing it.
can.
Over 20 years ago, she started doing it, yes.
Everyone has a fetish, and I would guarantee you that there are, we've heard of people, passing gas in others' faces while they're,
God.
Well, remember was it, 10 years ago or so, women were sitting on cakes?
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember the cake sitters?
Yes,
Sit on food.
Yes. That's right. So you're
But
right.
I think they were unclothed.
I believe you're right.
Right? And wasn't it their bare bottoms on the cakes? I can't remember.
Yes.
What's the most popular fetish? Feet.
I bet it's feet.
Feet.
Gotta be.
sure.
Or like lacy lingerie kind of thing,
Passing gas. That's
or
that's
is
pretty
it
eclectic.
like torture?
Oh, maybe
bondage,
bondage,
discipline, that
getting
kind
tied
of thing.
up.
She says her clients fall into 2 social groups. Half are white-collar professionals looking for custom videos where I say their names and then start passing gas for them.
Executives that are in charge and want to be degraded.
Humiliated.
I guess. And then she says most of her clients are just guys who are too embarrassed to ask their wives for this, so they get it from me. They have
Ask
a fetish
their
for that.
wives
They don't want to
for
ask
it?
their wives or girlfriends to do it.
I think
so they
that's
get it from me.
nice.
I do too. I do.
It's an unusual credit card charge.
Yeah, she does that. I read about a guy, this is in that same neighborhood, that same vein, but he went onto his front porch because his wife won't let him pass gas in front of her. And he went on his front porch, and it was so loud that the neighbors heard it across the street. So they sent him a text. They sent a text to the wife to check their doorbell cam, and she actually had it. She got the recording. This is it.
Yeah, can you throw it in there?
So at that point,
Lord.
the wife got a text saying, "Go check your Ring doorbell cam because your husband's out here tooting at us."
More beans, Mr. Taggart?